Hello peeps, how's it going? How's it going? Hello. Hello Carolyn, Josie. Now then how's it going Buzzbox? Hi there, Claudio. Guys, quick poll before Scouse arrives. Favorite Zelda? You're too slow, Claudio, too slow. Favorite Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Go. Yeah, how's the volume by the way of the game? You know, similar to the Final Fantasy VIII wrap-up stream, we had like we've got the final episode playing in the background. Hello Kev, how's it going, man? Yeah, is it, it's, I want you to be able to kind of hear it, but at the same time I don't want it to be like crazy loud. So how's the final episode? This is one of the big moments. Anyway, you know the deal. We're gonna be doing a Skyward Sword's best in Ocarina of Time. Do you know what? Skyward Sword, I won't say it's best in Ocarina of Time, but it's very good. Very good. Very underrated. But yeah, let's just get stuck in with some questions. So I'm just gonna go from the top. So Claudio wanted to know what my favorite item was. I thought about this because there's loads of good items in this. Like, one of the things I love about this. Yeah, no worries, Buzzbox, no worries, man. There's loads of good items in this, and they really kind of went outside the box with a lot of stuff in this game. Like a lot of Zelda games, they just use the same olds. They always use the hook shot. They always use the boomerang. They always use blah blah blah. You know, they like Skyward Sword just went its own way. With a lot of things, and one of them was the beetle. I think then I'd say that's my favorite item. Because it's not in any of them else, not in any of the other ones, and it's cool and it's fun, and it's just really different to anything else in Zelda. What do you guys think, by the way, about your favorite item? Yeah, my opinion of the mini dungeon system, as opposed to like an open world. I quite like a lot of people will know I like linear games. So I tend to prefer kind of slightly more linear over like massive open world and figure it out yourself kind of thing. But I'd say it's one of the weaker parts of the game. That I'm not a big fan of the fact that essentially the whole game is just in 3 areas. That's it. It's like Farron Woods, Elden Volcano, and the Nehru Desert. And that's it. Like, there's Skyloft, which is tiny, and obviously there's little islands dotted around the world, but pretty much the whole game takes part in just 3 tiny little areas. It would have been nice to have, when you think of other Zelda games, they've got like more than 3 areas, like, not, I guess they haven't got bucket loads, but he has lizard skin? Who does? What? Am I missing am I not paying attention to the video? Yeah, Hyper, Demise or Ganon. Well, I'll come to that. But yeah, Hyper was asking if I'd have done more kind of exploration and more side quest stuff if I wasn't playing it on the channel. And I think I probably would have done a little bit more, but I don't know if I'd done it. I don't know if I'd have done a lot more. At least not on my first playthrough. Like when I play games, I quite often, unless I absolutely love a game, like the first time I play it, I tend to kind of go through it and mostly do main game stuff, and then if I really love the game and I'm like, I love this game, I'm gonna play it again, then I'll play it again, I'll do all the side quests and blah blah blah. But I never try and like 100% a game on my first go or whatever. First go through, I always kind of focus mainly on the main story. So I might have done a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, how much more was that? I know there was the goddess cubes. I'm not sure how much I missed, there was a kid. there was a kid on Skyloft who went missing right at the start, and I think the kid's mum was like, "Will you help me find them?" And still at the very end of the game, there were people on Skyloft going, "Have you found this kid yet?" And I hadn't looked at once. So yeah, I saw the island with the kind of bamboo mini game. I did that, and I saw like Pumpkin Island, which in the end you had to go there anyway as part of the story. But I kind of found that first anyway on my own. Yeah, trying to mix up the formula a bit. I mean, I can, you know, a lot of people. It's one of those things, you're not going to please everyone, are you? Like, it's like Breath of the Wild. Some people are like, "Oh my god, they changed the formula, what are they doing?" And then, you know, if they hadn't changed the formula, people would have been going, "Oh my god, so boring, why don't they try something different?" So, you know, moral of the story is, people are always going to moan. Do I love Groose as much as you? I don't know, how much do you love Groose? He grew on me, he did grow on me. Like, I did, you know, at first he was a bit of an idiot, but by the end, by the end I liked him, because obviously he came good, didn't he? Gave a proper contribution. Twilight Princess too similar to Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Yeah, I mean, Twilight Princess feels very, very like a kind of HD Ocarina of Time kind of thing. Curious because you missed out on these things called gratitude crystals because you never did the Kukiel side quest. What are they? What are they, Hyper? What do they do? Is that like... I mean, what does it do? I mean, that... to be honest, I always make... Not intentionally, but I always make Zelda playthroughs hard. When I do blind playthroughs of Zelda, I always make them the Legend of Groose. I always make them the Legend of Groose. I always make, not deliberately, but I always end up making my own playthrough slightly harder on myself because I don't go around looking for all the heart pieces and yada yada yada. So, like, a lot of people might be fighting Demise with 20 hearts, and I'm fighting them with 12, or whatever. And then when you pile on top of that I've never fought him before, and he's hard, it's pretty rough. More hearts would be good. He looks it anyway. Artistic design gives that impression. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really like almost everything, which is the worst Zelda game. Hello, Al, by the way. How's it going, man? How's it going? I think Zelda 1. I think the very first one on the NES. I know a lot of proper, like, retroers are gonna hate me saying that. And I, you know, and I'm one of them. Oh, you know, I am a retro gamer, but I didn't play Zelda 1 as a kid. So I have no nostalgia for it, and I went back to it. And you know what? Even though it's the worst one, it's still decent. It's still alright. But they've just done everything else better now. They've fixed it. You get stuff for collecting them. Is it kind of like, you know, like a bigger bomb bags and bigger arrow quivers and all that kind of stuff? Mr. Cartoon Maker, probably nothing. Probably no difference, to be honest. I think people are massively over exaggerating how big a deal it's going to be. Obviously, it'll be a big deal for some channels. I doubt it's going to be making much of a difference for me. Unsubscribing. Oh no! Don't tell your favourite's the first Zelda, Kev. Which one is it? What's everyone's favourite and what's everyone's least favourite? Yeah, so Claudio and Hyper have both asked what my kind of opinion of the story was. And I really like it. And, you know, Zelda, you know, I always say this, but Zelda's not a game that is story heavy. And I don't care about that. Like, you know, that's not to say I don't like story games. I do like story games, but I'm perfectly happy in the knowledge, you know, because all of the Zelda games I played as a kid had an almost non-existent. I mean, the story goes about as deep as the story in Mario is or whatever. It's like, hey, you know, you're the hero. Go save the princess. That's as much as you need to know. Save the world. You know. So none of the Zeldas ever had a particularly deep story, and that's fine. Well, none of the ones I played. So it didn't bother me. But this has got more. Ooh, more bottles would have been nice, definitely. I was wishing I had more bottles when I was fighting Demise, and I only had 2 healing potions. Definitely not your fave, but not the worst. We know your fave, Link's Awakening, Claudio, and Hyper is yours. I know what yours is. I wanna say Majora's Mask, but something's telling me not to say it. I don't know. I'm sure I thought it was Majora's Mask, but now I'm starting to doubt myself. I've got a feeling Marlon's is Twilight Princess, just because I know she loves Midna. Although I know she loves Skyward Sword as well. Ding ding ding. Yeah, Al loves them all equally. They're all his all-time favourite game. Least favourite Zelda 2? Oh, Claudio, how could you do this? I love Zelda 2. Link to the Past #1. Yeah, I mean, for me, Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time are kind of proper neck and neck. I can't. There's not much in it. But yeah, anyway, I enjoyed that it had a bit more story, and even though I still think it's weird that Link doesn't talk, or at least there's no voice acting, is that, and it just, you know, so it's harder to get, like, I don't know, it's harder to get immersed Zelda 2. Well, at least you completed the Hyper. That is I'm without save states or anything. That is a serious achievement. Least favorite, but not bad. Okay, I'll take that, Claudio. Yeah, like, yeah, it was, you know, it's good. I enjoyed that it had a little bit more story, and that, you know, the whole thing of, like, it was actually quite, like, sad when Link, when she was kind of like locked away for 1,000 years, and Link, you know, I don't know, like, it's kind of the same story that it always is, but I guess they just went into the characters a bit more, rather than, I guess, in a lot of other Zelda games, it's the same situation, but it's like someone else is just telling you, hey, this is what's going on, by the way. Like, you don't always see it from Zelda and Link's point of view. Not a fan of Wind Waker, didn't give it a proper go either. I really like Wind Waker up until, I mean, the whole Triforce hunting thing is a bit of a troll. But that aside, I think Wind Waker is really good. Marlon asked me what I thought of Fee. Controversial, because apparently she's hated. I like her. I really like her. I don't know. She's like, okay, she has a habit of telling you the absolute obvious, like, painfully so. Like, so, I mean, I don't know. Like, sometimes you would speak to an NPC or whatever. You'd speak to another character, and the other character would be like, hey, you need to do this, and you need to go over to Elden Volcano and get this item. And then she would pop up 5 seconds later and go, I think we need to go to Elden Volcano and get this item. It's like, it's completely unnecessary. Just like that's beyond just obvious advice. That is just repeating stuff that's just happened. But yeah, aside from her like super hand holding, I really like her. She looks cool. She's quite nice. You know, I don't know. She's nice. I don't know. I don't think she's particularly annoying. She seems like she would actually offer, like, if you were stuck, she'd actually offer you a reasonable amount of kind of a reasonable amount of help. Well, yeah, I know. It's like, you know, someone, like, it's like you've just seen Demise. I mean, I'm making this up, but it's like you've just seen Demise walk through a doorway, and then Phil be like, I think there's a 50% chance that Demise is on the other side of the door. What? Only 50%? Really? I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Stuff like that, Clowny. Yeah. Marlon's fired all the classic questions. Favorite dungeon, favorite boss, and least favorite. And so I've got them on it. I've got my like tablet that I got for my birthday with the just because I couldn't remember, you know, I can't remember. I don't want to accidentally forget a boss or forget a dungeon or whatever. And I'm looking through the list of the dungeons, and it's just amazing. Actually, by the way, there's only 7 dungeons in the whole game. Crazy. Skyview Temple was pretty good. Earth Temple was decent. Laneru Mining Facility, that was one with all the electricity. Loved that one. Ancient Cistern, really good. Sand Ship, really good. Really cool idea to have it, you know. They never do that. Never having a dungeon on a pirate ship. Fire Sanctuary was okay. Skykeep, what a beast. I think I'd have to say Skykeep is my favourite. Just because of the geniusness of the kind of slotting the tiles around to make it, even though it made me rage at times. I just couldn't seem to figure out how to set up the rooms. It was never that bad. Yeah, I really like that design, Hyper. But yeah, so Skykeep has got to be. I liked your observation. I never thought about it, that this time they went away from the temples and caves. Yeah, they did. So like usually, it's just water temple, fire temple, forest temple. Everything's just a temple and a dungeon. This they had sand ships. They were, you know, you were in all kinds of different places. Yeah, I really like the whole Skykeep thing of, you know, I said it in the video, but it's like the dungeon builder in Link's Awakening, where you just have like a bunch of dungeon rooms and you kind of slot them around. Is Link's Awakening a good investment? I'd say so. I mean, I suppose it's one of those things. I suppose it depends how much you're gonna replay it, I guess. I'd say the dungeon on a pirate ship was done in Phantom Hourglass, but not nearly as cool. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, he is flamboyant. Yeah, so Link's Awakening is like, I think it's amazing. Yeah, you know, it's fine, Nathaniel. You know, it is on topic. I actually streamed Link's Awakening, and that was the first time I'd played it. I hadn't played the original. And I think it's amazing. Like, it's right up there as one of my, like, top 3 probably favorite, maybe top 4. Because it's like Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, and then A Link Between Worlds and Link's Awakening are like fighting for third and fourth spot. So yeah, it's really good. If you're worried that, you know, some people are concerned about how many hours they're going to get out of it. Like if you get Breath of the Wild, you could get 100 hours easy. You're going to struggle to get 100 hours out of Link's Awakening, I would say. It's very, you know, unless you play it loads of times. It's very good, but it's only going to do 10 or 15 hours. And then you can do it on like master mode, like Kev said, and you can do like a 3-heart run if you want, or you can just replay it for a laugh. But yeah, it's only going to take 10 or 15 hours first time round. Cheers, John Ninja. Yeah, I remember you seeing you comment loads. I'm glad you enjoyed it, dude. Yeah, so yeah, it's a very good game. It's quite short, but if you plan on either replaying it a bit, or you can always, you know, I mean, I'm guessing you can probably get it for 40 now, and then probably sell it for 30 a week later, or whatever. Master Quest on Ocarina of Time for you, Scouse. I've never done that, you know, Kev. I've never done it. I am tempted. I love Ocarina of Time, but for some reason I've never got round to doing the Master Quest. I think, do you know what it was? Because I owned the Master Quest as well, because I had, when I got my GameCube, I got the version of Wind Waker that came with Ocarina of Time included in it, and it had Master Quest on it as well. And I just, I thought that for some reason it was like, I knew it was like hard mode, and I thought it was going to be exactly the same game, but just like, you know, maybe the enemies hit harder, or, you know, that kind of thing. So I always just thought, oh, well, it's the same game, I'm not going to bother playing that, you know, like, if I'm going to play it again, what's the difference, you know, I'm not bothered about playing it on hard mode. So I just never bothered trying it, kind of thing. I just assumed it was like an identical game, but a bit harder. I didn't realise like the dungeons got mixed up and stuff. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, Claudio, I liked, sorry. Me and my tangents. I liked every dungeon. I really did. Yes, Skyview Temple, Earth Temple, the Mining Facility, Ancient Cistern, Sand Ship, Fire Sanctuary, and Sky Keep. They're like, all dungeons are good. And yes, favorite bosses. So I would say my favorite boss is probably, I know this seems to be weird, a weird decision, because I remember I in the video where I beat this boss, I was like, oh, I love this boss is amazing. And the comments were like, oh, I can't believe you love this boss is rubbish. But I thought the Abyssal Leviathan Tantalus, can you tell I've got the I've got them in front of me, the squid guy with the you fight him on the sand ship, and I just loved the fact that like it wasn't confined to one room, and so it was like you started in like one bit of the ship and you had to like chop his tentacles, and then he was like, his tentacles were chasing you and you had to run around the ship and then chop them again. And then you had to like run up to the deck, run up to like a different bit of the ship, stab him some more. Then you had to like run out on deck, and then there was a couple more phases. I just thought it was cool, the kind of, I mean, the whole pirate ship or sand ship was cool. The Monsters Inc. boss, yes. Yeah, the whole sand ship was really cool, and that like he was just a cool boss, I thought. And it was, as I say, it was, I just liked that it kind of, you know, it went against what is normally, you know, the norm is just you're in a cave or a room, just one small room, that kind of thing. Can't say the same for the proper Monster Inc. though. In order to draw on it after the symbol disappeared, I think you have to try your best to copy that vanished symbol. What vanished symbol? I don't know. Imagine if I missed the hole. What? But yeah, oh yeah. And so I guess I'm streaming it. I believe I'm streaming it tomorrow, actually, Hero. It's definitely either tomorrow or the next day. In fact, I've got my schedule on the Discord. So if you're bound with me, I can tell you it's Thursday. So not tomorrow, the next day is the next time I'm streaming it. No worries, Ninja, no worries. Oh, okay, no worries, Nathaniel. I keep forgetting it's even on. Cool, good stuff, Hero, good stuff. You can batter me again. Did you know there's a cheeky Easter appearance of Fee in one cutscene of Breath of the Wild? Smash on Thanksgiving. Oh, I didn't even realise it was Thanksgiving. Is that a bad thing? This is sacrilegious. Yeah, because it's not a thing over here, so I didn't, you know, like, yeah, I didn't even realise it was Thanksgiving on Thursday. Of course it is, because it's the day before Black Friday, isn't it? Well, there you go. Have your Thanksgiving and then come do some Smash. Yeah, is it something that I miss, Claudio? I mean, I've played through Breath of the Wild, but I don't... I want to say, well, I don't remember Fee, but then... At the time, I didn't know who Fee was, so... Like, I could have saw her and not... It just didn't even stick in my mind, kind of thing. Oh, okay, no worries, Nathaniel. Even if you don't, you know, I'm going to be streaming lots anyway. I'll be streaming it again shortly after. So I'm streaming Smash on Thursday, Thanksgiving, and then Friday, Black Friday, I am finally starting Final Fantasy VII. Can't wait. I've played it a lot, but I love it. Mostly her sword form glowing, and you hear her usual noises. Okay. Yeah, I heard you can get it for free. You can get it for... in fact, it was you that told me, Hero. I need to get that sorted for next stream. Definitely, I'm going to have Piranha Plant for next stream. Good thing in my case, my brother won't be in school, so he finally gets to come over. Yay! Is he good? Is he good, Hyper? Am I going to get destroyed? I mean, I get destroyed by everyone else, so you can join in. Oh yeah, so Marlon asked as well what I thought of the whole original timeline bad guy, Demise. Demise looks amazing. Like, he is a proper beast. And you've probably seen him lots throughout this little video we've got. I don't actually know where... I haven't been paying too much attention to it, so I don't know where it's up to. I don't know if I've beaten him yet or not. Demise looks... He just looks like a beast. Don't you think there's something about Demise that looks very Ganondorf-y? I don't know if it's like... Ganondorf's got the orange hair. Not quite as long and flowing. I don't know, there's something... I get a similar feeling between Demise and Ganondorf. I don't know if there's a... you know, I don't know what the connection is, because I don't know anything about the whole timeline. I know that Skyward Sword is the beginning of the timeline, but I don't know when... Well, the general theory is that Demise curses Link, so he'll have to face evil every time. Yeah, I mean, that's what he said at the end. I just don't know if, like, I don't know at what does Demise become Ganondorf? Or Ganon would be, like, the incarnation of Demise. Okay. No worries, Nathaniel. Yeah, because they okay, it would explain why there's a bit of a similarity in looks then. Yeah, least favourite boss as well. There's no one that I got at times I got a bit annoyed with, but get at him, whatever. Just because, you know, it's the old classic, you know, bringing out the Scorpion. I love the Scorpion. Although, to be fair, I did like the Scorpion on the basis that it was easy. So, yeah. Oh, there's one I can't do. I can't remember. It's like 3 Fire Emblem characters all at once or something. I just can't do it. It's mayhem. They've got like 11,000 power or something. So that's why you don't like it. Yeah, and I was gonna say, because get at him is really hard. Like, he's way the hardest. Well, him and Demise are brutal. Like, I don't like anyone who says this game is easy or like is the easy. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it's the easiest Zelda. But anyone who says, oh, it's just a dead easy game, it's not. Like, I'm not saying it's Dark Souls, but this is not a dead easy game. There are parts of this game that are proper tough, especially by Zelda standards. Like, when I've only played Twilight Princess a couple of times, and when I streamed it, I think I died once in the whole playthrough. Like, and that was because I wasn't concentrating or something. Like, I don't even know. I think I might have virtually done a Deathless run of Wind Waker. If not, I did do a Deathless run. Like, they are way easier games than Skyward Sword, I think. When I faced them, I didn't know you could raise your sword to grab the lightning. I was dumb, but how? Yeah, exactly. How would you assume that? You wouldn't. Wait, Link has lips. Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, I don't even know if I can't even picture him in other games now. But in this one, he definitely has more, like, more facial expressions and stuff. Because it's, you know, there's a bit more story to it. Oh yeah, so in terms of like how I'd rank V, I like it. You know, I don't think she's gonna take Midna's spot. I think Midna's my like top. You definitely didn't do a Deathless Wind Waker. Okay. Fine, but you know what I mean. Like, I think I got through Wind Waker a lot easier than I did this. Yeah, so I don't think V's gonna take Midna's spot because I don't know. I like Midna. I think she's number one for, like, you know, companions. But I'd put Fee above Navi. Navi's like, I'm not even one of these people who thinks like, oh, I hate Navi, she's so annoying because she keeps saying, hey, listen. I don't find her annoying, but I just don't really. There's nothing good about her, is there? She's just like a little ball of light. There's not, you know, like Fee looks really cool. Navi is a little blue light. So yeah, like she's definitely above Navi. She's probably in second place as best companion. Although, how many companions do you get? Like, what, 3? So it's 2 out of 3. A light bulb but wings. Yep. Yeah, I think that's actually all the questions, you know. If there's anything else anyone wants to quickly say, whatever. But yeah, like, I really enjoyed the game. So I kind of went into this. It'd be nice if you could turn it off. Perfect timing, by the way. As I'm wrapping up, here's the credits of the game. Beautiful. Which Zelda are you planning to go next? I mean, there aren't many left. Like, it's gonna be. I think it's gotta be Minish Cap, Phantom Hourglass, or Spirit Tracks. And I don't even. I mean, Minish Cap's the oldest of all those, right? I think. Yeah, it's certainly from when I've seen I think, if I remember rightly, when I've seen screenshots, Minish Cap looks borderline better than Link's Awakening, the original. It will be, I think, I'll tell you now, 9 o'clock in the UK time, you know. Minish Cap's Game Boy Advance, the other two are DS. Okay. Hey Lord Zed, you've come along just as we're ending. We're just having a little bit of a chat about Skyward Sword because we finished it not long ago. Favorite part of the whole game? I mean, you know, I might sound like a crazy person, but I really liked the Silent Realms. After the first one and I died a bunch of times, I thought, oh, I'm gonna hate this. They're gonna get harder and harder. I'm gonna hate them. But they didn't. Well, they did get harder, but I guess I got better. But I quite like the Silent Realms. But as always, I mean, the best thing about any Zelda game is the dungeons and the bosses. My super niche skills. Cool, Lord Zed. It's only about half an hour. When you voice the character, what did you base your decision on? I don't know. I don't even know. Like, it kind of. I don't know. It's hard with it when it. I don't know. It's just what comes into my head at the time. Like, that's why I struggled so hard to voice people for Final Fantasy VIII, because I think it's easier. Like, I don't know, you can often look at a character, and if a character has a bit of a unique look or whatever, you can look at them and just imagine, you know, are they, you know, what kind of voice they might have. Like, I imagine Barrett has got like Barrett in Final Fantasy VII, Barrett's got a, you know, big deep voice or whatever. And there's oh dear, Claudio. Yeah, so like, you know, alright Kevin, how's it going? Yeah, so like in 7 you've got Barrett, who looks completely different to anyone else, and then you've got Red, who looks completely different to anyone else, and Sid, who looks, and he's silly, so you give him a silly voice, and Red's basically a dog, so you give him like a doggy kind of voice, and you know, Vincent's kind of like smooth, so you whatever. Whereas in 8, they all just kind of look the same and seem the same, so it's really hard to give loads of distinctive voices when they all look and act the same. Whereas if you've got, like, I don't know, with Final Fantasy IX, like Amaranth is completely different to everyone else, and Vivi's completely different to everyone else, and Quinoa is completely different to everyone else. And when they're like that, it's a lot easier to give, or I think in my head it's a lot easier to kind of come up with different voices for them when they all look different. Yeah, I know. Yeah, totally. I hate when games don't do that, Ninja. Like, there's so many games where they don't tell you who's talking, and I mean, it shows up more when I'm doing the voices, because, like, you know, I'll like do something in like a girly voice and then be like, oh, that was, you know, that was Demise talking, that wasn't Zelda, or whatever. It's like, you don't know you don't know who's saying it until you read it, and then you're like, oh no, that sounds stupid. But yeah, so, you know, to summarize in terms of like a quick kind of final most important thing is like a ranking, I guess. As I said, so for me, Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past are fighting it out for 1 and 2 spot. A Link Between Worlds and Link's Awakening are fighting it out for 3 and 4. And I should have kept going. Switched voices. Just make Demise sound really girly. So yeah, A Link Between Worlds and Link's Awakening are fighting it out for 3 and 4. And then below that is just a bit of a contest between this, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Zelda 2, and Breath of the Wild. I find it hard to distinguish much between those, but my point being that Skyward's outside of my like top like, those first 4 are kind of like 10 out of 10 type games. Outside of that, Skyward Sword is right up there. I think it's just as good as Twilight Princess, just as good as Wind Waker. You know, it gets a lot of abuse for being like rubbish and the worst Zelda in the whole series. Yeah, I can get on board. I can accept that you would want to kind of separate those out. That's fine. But yeah, like Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker are all, you know, effectively the same, very much the same kind of game, and I think they're all equally good. I wouldn't. There's no way I could say that one is definitely better than that one. If anything, if I had, I would probably say that Skyward Sword is better than Twilight Princess and Wind Waker if I was forced to give an assessment. The only flaw in the whole game is a little bit of motion control, and we're talking like, you know, I don't know, I just did a 30-40 hour playthrough, and I think the motion control problems probably lasted less than 10 or 15 minutes. Like, there was probably 10 or 15 minutes max worth of problems in a 30 or 40 hour playthrough. So it really, like, it's nowhere near as bad as people make out. But yeah, So I don't even, like, that barely even comes into my kind of decision about how good I think it is, because it's just so insignificant. You know, more often than not, the motion controls are really fun. Oh, here he is. Demise. Yeah, they're all really good, the Ninja, they are. But Ocarina at times where it's at. When I played this, I don't remember having any problems with the motion. Yeah, I mean, as I say, like, the only problems I've had have been super minor. Like, it's the kind of thing where I wouldn't have even mentioned it if it wasn't for the fact that the game was famous for being so bad because of the motion controls. Like, if I'd have gone into this and I didn't have that, like, if I'd have gone into it not having that in my head, that, oh my god, the motion controls are so bad, then I probably wouldn't have even mentioned it as a thing. You know, I've only mentioned it because people expect you to go, oh, the motion controls are so bad. But yeah, anyway guys, I'm gonna head out. Cheers everyone for coming along. It's been fun. It was a really good playthrough. I'm so happy to kind of finally tick that off my list, and that means now I have played every single console Zelda that has ever been made. And I've played quite a few of the handheld ones, so not many more to go. Yeah, also, by the way, Claudio, you were saying about what Zelda next. Like, there are those options. Oh, Link crossroad training. No chance. No worries, Claudio. See you later, Hyper. And see you later, Josie. Well, I think Ninja, it's kind of famously disliked. Everyone says it's the worst game in the whole series, and I think that's massively unfair. Everyone says it's the worst game in the series, and I don't really get why. And I can only imagine that it's because they don't like the motion controls. Because otherwise, the bosses are good, the dungeons are good, the music's good, it looks nice. Like, there's nothing else that you could possibly dislike. Yeah, it's hard to find too many flaws in it, to be honest. Ah, the Spirit Vessel. Yeah, the Steelum from Twilight Princess. Yeah, good night anyway, Ninja. Hello, by the way, Mikhail. I'm literally just leaving. But yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was saying quickly, Claudio. That, yeah, while we've got those handhelds as potential upcomers, I also wouldn't say no to replaying Ocarina of Time. Either I do it on master mode, or I go full on crazy and try and do a 3-heart run, which I'm tempted. I'm tempted to try and do a 3-heart run. Yeah, exactly, Ninja, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, guys, have a good night, peeps. I will see you all very soon. I'll be playing some Smash Bros. Soon, and then I'll be playing some Final Fantasy VII. And of course, there is lots Scouse nostalgia streams. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason I'm playing it. Just to play one of my favorite games again. But I need an excuse to play it again. Can't just. I've already done like a straight up playthrough of, or a straight up stream of Ocarina of Time. So now I'm gonna have to do 3 hearts or master mode or something different. Cheers, Mikkel. Thank you for coming along, dude. There'll be lots more Zelda, don't you worry. But yeah, so but between now and then, right now in the next few days, we've got lots more Shenmue 3, of course, because it's amazing. And I left the village today. Exciting stuff. Yeah. Good night, Mikkel. Yeah, it is a ninja. It is. See you later, hero. See you later. Yes. Next few days, Smash Bros, Final Fantasy VII, lots of Shenmue. Have a good Thanksgiving, people. Have a good Black Friday, and I shall see you all very soon. Bye bye.